You owe it to you in 2026, not to anyone else, not to prove a point, not because someone said you couldn't. You owe it to the person you've been ignoring for too long, the one who knows what you're capable of, the one who's been waiting for you to stop pretending that tomorrow is different from today. Right now, you're making choices. Every single day. Most of them you're not even aware of. You wake up, you check your phone, you scroll, you react, you let the day happen to you. And then you wonder why your life feels like it's moving sideways instead of forward. You wonder why you're not further along, why you're still thinking about the same goals you had last year, the year before that, maybe even 5 years ago. Here's the truth. You already know what needs to change. You've known for a while. You just haven't done anything about it. And that's fine. That's where most people live, in the space between knowing and doing. But 2026 doesn't care about what you know. It only responds to what you do. Let's start with number 1. Discipline is not optional anymore. You've tried everything else. You've tried motivation. You've tried inspiration. You've waited for the perfect moment. You've told yourself you'll start when you feel ready, when things settle down, when you have more time, more energy, more clarity. But none of that is coming. The conditions you're waiting for don't exist. Discipline is the only thing that moves the needle when nothing else is working. It's the decision to act regardless of how you feel, regardless of what's happening around you, regardless of whether you want to or not. Most people think discipline means suffering. It doesn't. It means doing what you said you would do. That's it. You said you'd wake up early. You wake up early. You said you'd work on that project. You work on it. You said you'd stop wasting hours on things that don't matter. You stop. Discipline is keeping promises to yourself. And right now, if you're honest, you've broken a lot of those promises. Number 2, your daily choices are building your future, whether you like it or not. Every day you choose comfort over effort, you're choosing who you'll be a year from now. Every time you hit snooze, scroll instead of work, eat what's easy instead of what's right, avoid the hard conversation, skip the workout, you're voting. You're casting a vote for the person you're becoming. And here's the thing. Those votes add up. They compound. You think one day doesn't matter. It does. One day becomes a week becomes a week becomes a year. And suddenly you look around and realize you've been building a life you don't even want. But it works the other way too. Every time you choose the harder thing, you're building momentum. You're proving to yourself that you can be trusted, that you're serious, that this time is different. And that feeling, that tiny bit of self-respect you get from following through, that's what starts to change everything. Number 3, you're on autopilot and you don't even realize it. Most of your day is automatic. You do the same things in the same order without thinking. You react the same way to the same triggers. Someone says something that bothers you. You react. You feel tired. You reach for your phone. You feel bored. You eat. You feel stressed. You avoid. These patterns run your life. And until you interrupt them, nothing changes. You can't think your way into a new life. You have to act your way into it. You have to catch yourself in the middle of the old pattern and choose something different. It's uncomfortable. It feels wrong. But that discomfort is proof you're doing something new. Let's talk about number 4. Small habits compound over time. You've heard this before. But you don't act like you believe it. You're still looking for the big move. The one decision that changes everything. The breakthrough. The shortcut. It's not coming. What's coming is the result of what you do every single day when no one's watching. The private hours, the early mornings, the late nights, the moments when you could easily slide back into the old version of yourself, but you choose not to. You want to know what separates people who actually change their lives from people who just talk about it. It's not talent. It's not luck. It's the boring, repetitive, unsexy work they do when they don't feel like it. It's showing up on the days when nothing is exciting, when progress is invisible, when no one's cheering. That's where your future is built. In the mundane, in the repetition, in the consistency that no one sees. Number 5, Personal responsibility is everything. You can blame your circumstances, your upbringing, your boss, your schedule, the economy, other people. And maybe some of that is true. Maybe you did get a bad hand. Maybe things have been harder for you than for someone else. But blaming doesn't change anything. It just keeps you stuck. The moment you take full responsibility for where you are, you take back your power. You stop waiting for permission. You stop waiting for conditions to improve. You start working with what you have right now. This doesn't mean you ignore reality. It means you stop using reality as an excuse. You acknowledge the obstacles and you move anyway. You find a way. You adjust. You adapt. You do what needs to be done with the resources you actually have instead of the ones you wish you had. Number 6, consistency beats intensity every single time. You don't need to overhaul your entire life this week. You don't need to work 16-hour days. You don't need to go from 0 to 100. That's how you burn out. That's how you quit. What you need is to show up every day, even if it's just a little bit, even if it's imperfect, even if you don't feel like it. Consistency builds trust with yourself. It builds momentum. It builds proof that you're not the same person you used to be. People fail because they go too hard too fast and then collapse. They rely on willpower instead of systems. They rely on feelings instead of commitments. And when the feelings fade, they stop. Don't do that. Build a pace you can sustain. Build a routine that doesn't depend on motivation. Build a life that runs even when you're tired. Number 7, you have to own your time and energy. Right now, other people are deciding how you spend your day. Your phone is deciding. Social media is deciding. Your habits are deciding. But you're not. You're reacting. You're responding. You're being pulled in 1,000 directions and wondering why you never get to your own priorities. You have to protect your time like it's the most valuable thing you own. Because it is. You don't get it back. Every hour you spend on something that doesn't matter is an hour you'll never have again. Start saying no to people, to distractions, to things that feel urgent but aren't important. Start guarding your mornings, your focus, your energy. Treat them like they're sacred, because if you don't, the world will take them from you and give you nothing in return. Number 8, you need to become proactive instead of reactive. Reactive people wait for things to happen and then respond. Proactive people create the conditions they want. They don't wait for clarity. They create it through action. They don't wait for motivation. They build discipline. They don't wait for opportunities. They make them. If you're always reacting, you're always behind. You're always playing catch up. You're always at the mercy of whatever comes at you. But when you're proactive, you're setting the pace. You're deciding what matters. This is the shift that changes everything, from passive to active, from waiting to doing, from hoping to building. It's uncomfortable at first. It feels like you're doing too much, like you're forcing it. But that's just because you're not used to being in the driver's seat. You're used to being a passenger. And passengers don't get to choose the destination. Let's talk about resistance. You're going to feel it every single day. Resistance is the voice that says you're too tired, that you'll start tomorrow, that it's not the right time, that you're not ready, that you don't know enough, that you'll look stupid, that it won't work anyway. That voice is not telling you the truth. It's protecting you from discomfort, from uncertainty, from the possibility of failure. But it's also protecting you from growth, from progress, from becoming who you're supposed to be. You don't have to silence that voice. You just have to stop obeying it. You hear it. You acknowledge it. And then you move anyway. That's courage. Not the absence of fear, just the decision to act in spite of it. Here's the reality. Most people spend their entire lives thinking about what they want to do, planning, preparing, waiting. They die with their dreams still inside them. Not because they weren't capable, but because they never started. They never took the first step. They never pushed through the discomfort of being a beginner, of being bad at something, of not knowing how it's going to turn out. Don't be that person. Don't let 2026 be another year of thinking. Let it be the year you actually did something. You don't need a perfect plan. You need a starting point. You need one thing you can do today, not next week, not when you figure it all out, today, right now. What's the smallest action you can take that moves you toward what you want? Do that. And then tomorrow, do it again. And the next day, and the day after that. That's how you build a life. One decision at a time. One day at a time. Let's be clear about something. No one is coming to save you. No one's going to hand you a different life. No one's going to make you disciplined, make you consistent, make you take responsibility. That's on you. And that's actually good news, because it means you don't have to wait. You don't need permission. You don't need the perfect circumstances. You just need to decide. Right now, you have a choice. You can keep living the way you've been living. You can keep making the same excuses. You can keep putting things off. You can keep waiting for the right moment. And nothing will change. A year from now, you'll be in the exact same place. Maybe worse. Or you can decide that today is different, that you're different, that you're done waiting, done hesitating, done playing small. You can decide that you owe it to yourself to find out what you're actually capable of. 2026 is not going to give you anything, but it will respond to what you give it. It will reflect the effort you put in, the discipline you build, the choices you make when no one's watching. You want a better life? Build it. You want different results? Do something different. You want to feel proud of yourself? Earn it. This is not about perfection. You're going to mess up. You're going to have bad days. You're going to fall back into old patterns. That's fine. That's part of it. What matters is that you don't stay there. You don't use one bad day as an excuse to quit. You get back up. You start again. You keep going. Because the only way you actually fail is if you stop trying. Think about the person you want to be a year from now. Healthier, stronger, more focused, more disciplined, more confident. That person exists, but only if you start building them today. Every choice you make either moves you closer to that person or further away. There's no neutral. You're either building or you're declining. You're either moving forward or you're sliding back. And you get to choose which one it is. Here's what most people don't understand. The hard part isn't the work, it's the decision. Once you truly decide, the work becomes automatic. It's just what you do. But as long as you're still debating, still negotiating with yourself, still wondering if you really need to, you're going to struggle. You're going to fail because you haven't committed. You're still keeping one foot in your old life, and you can't build something new while you're holding on to what's comfortable. Let go. Commit. Decide that this is happening. Decide that you're not the same person you were last year. Decide that your excuses don't run your life anymore. Decide that you're done waiting for permission. Done waiting for the right time. Done waiting to feel ready. You're never going to feel ready. You just have to start anyway. The clock is already running. 2026 is here. Days are passing whether you use them or not. Weeks are slipping by, and before you know it, this year will be over. And you'll either look back with pride or with regret. You'll either see progress or more of the same. That outcome is being decided right now, not later. Right now, in this moment, in the next decision you make, you owe it to yourself to stop settling, to stop accepting less than what you're capable of, to stop pretending that you don't have control. You do. You've always had it. You've just been giving it away to distractions, to comfort, to fear, to other people's opinions. Take it back. Own your life. Own your choices. Own your results. This is your year if you make it your year. Not because the calendar changed, but because you did. Because you decided that enough is enough. That you're tired of your own excuses. That you're ready to see what happens when you actually try. When you actually commit. When you actually show up every single day and do the work. No one's going to do this for you. No one's going to believe in you more than you believe in yourself. No one's going to push you harder than you push yourself. This is between you and you. The person you are right now and the person you're capable of becoming. And the gap between those two people is filled with decisions. Daily decisions. Small decisions that don't feel like they matter, but they do. You already know what you need to do. You've known for a long time. The question is whether you're finally going to do it. Whether you're going to stop talking and start moving. Whether you're going to stop planning and start building. Whether this year is going to be different because you are different. It's time. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Not when things calm down now. Right now. This moment. This is where it starts. This is where you take back control. This is where you prove to yourself that you're serious. That you're done wasting time. Done wasting potential. Done living below the line of what you know you're capable of. You owe it to you. Not to anyone else. To you. The version of you that's been waiting. The version that's been quiet. The version that knows you're meant for more. That version is ready. The only question left is whether you are. Now you decide.